Welcome to our top 10 quick comic picks. I'm Andy,
I'm Matt.
and we're here with Infinity Flux Comics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. In this really quick show, we're going to show you 10 books that we think you cannot go this week without.
Definitely.
They're coming out this week. Some really big titles that we think you'll definitely want to go into your store and pick up. So I'm going to start off with probably, I think, arguably one of the biggest books of the year,
For sure.
Transformers #1 by Daniel Warren Johnson. This is fantastic. If you've been reading Void Rivals, you know this was coming. You know what's going on. But if you're new to it, you can jump in with this Transformers #1. Some of your favorite characters are back, but there's still a bunch of surprises,
Oh,
some
yeah.
major deaths, tons of stuff kicking off this brand new Energon universe in the Transformers side. It comes with my highest recommendation.
Absolutely. Mine
I,
too.
I
Yeah.
think this is a definite buy for this week.
Absolutely. I've got DC's Ghouls Just Want to Have Fun. So we are now in October. We are now in the spooky season, and this is a perfect thing to get you in the mood for spooky stories. So this features 8 different short stories featuring 8 different characters of all varying sizes and shapes of scariness. So if you love these kind of anthology books and you're excited about spooky season, definitely get this one.
So here's a big one to talk about. This is Marvel's Gods. This is the new book by Jonathan Hickman that is going to be exploring a new version, rewriting the Marvel cosmic universe, the big high up cosmic universe. But what I want to say about this is it's $9.99. There is no ads in it,
Right.
64 pages, and it is for someone who we've talked about before that Hickman sometimes a little dense, sometimes hard to get into. This was very new reader friendly.
Yeah.
You don't have to have read anything before this. You're introduced to these new characters. You do get some familiar faces, and it has a definitive end to it. So you get a full story in this one, which is really fun. Introduces you to these new characters, and there's some big stuff coming with them. But for a #1, I thought this was great.
Next is Blue Beetle #2. So we saw in the last issue that the Blood Scarab attacked Ted Cord and put him in the hospital. This time, the Blood Scarab attacks Dynastus and Nitidia, but does not attack Blue Beetle when he shows up to help. So what is all that about? You'll have to read to find out.
Next up, I got Star Wars High Republic Shadow of Starlight #1. So get ready for phase 3 of the High Republic. It kicks off right here, where this gives us a pretty much over a year overview for the events of phase 2 of the High Republic. What's been going on after the fall of the Starlight Beacon space station? What is the Jedi up to? Where has Yoda gone? He has mysteriously disappeared, going to find something. This really is a dense book with a bunch of story and a bunch of characters. If you are a fan of the High Republic, this is a must get.
Next is The Sacrificers #3. So all of the what I guess are the gods of the world come together for this big gala, and it's time to start sacrificing some of the kids. That's awful to say. Don't ban us on YouTube. But the kids don't know what's coming, and they have a different idea of what's going to happen. And when they find out what's really happening, they're pretty scared. They're pretty terrified.
Next up, I have The Midnite Show. Speaking of spooky season, this is the new book from Cullen Bunn and Brian Hurt. This is super cool in a small town that is doing a movie festival. They're showing a lost film, one that is supposedly cursed, and everything's going fine until some of the monsters from the movie start popping up in the town. So, really fun. If you're a fan of Six Gun and some of Cullen Bunn's previous books, you will love this one. I thought this one was a blast.
Next up is Batman #138. This is part 4 of the Gotham War storyline, and in my opinion, it's the best part of this story so far, and the most important one too. It has gone much further than Catwoman just hiring a bunch of henchmen and turning them into thieves. Now it's a whole other thing where Batman is basically going off the deep end. He pretty much messes up Red Hood pretty good. So if you're reading this story, definitely don't miss this because things are starting to get really, really serious.
Next up, I've got Birds of Prey #2. This was a great issue. Super excited about this series. The artwork is incredible. But in this one, Black Canary's team of the Birds of Prey are getting together to make a plan how to infiltrate Themyscira. And what is each of the members bringing to the table? to help do this. It's really entertaining. Everyone has some really cool ideas. And I just thought this was a great issue. So if you enjoyed the first issue, definitely pick up the second one.
And then I've got Fantastic Four number 12. The Fantastic Four get sucked through this portal, which spits them out onto another Earth where they encounter the Avengers, but dinosaur Avengers. And that's all you need to know about this issue.
And that is all we have for this week's top 10 comic quick picks. Thank you so much for watching. Definitely head over to infinityflux.net right now where you can buy these books. Right now, you can pre order books, and everything that you pre order, you get 10% off of. And stay tuned for our next show. We're going over these books and much more in a bunch more depth. So until then, see
See
ya.
ya.